Hello and welcome back, audience. My name is MassiveBrad and welcome back to my FIFA 20 Liverpool career mode. Now, before we get into today's episode, I just want to say a huge big thank you for the love and support on the channel. And as always, guys, at the start of today's episode, we're quickly going to look at the games that lie ahead. We've got Wolverhampton Wanderers to finish off the month of December. We're at home in the Premier League. We then move into the month of January, where the January transfer window opens. And on the first day of the month, we face off against a newly promoted team, Sheffield United, also at home in the Premier League. And the final game in today's episode is the round of 64 Emirates FA Cup, where already so early on we take on a massive team in Manchester City. Now, as we ended the last episode, we touched on we'd be playing Wolves, simulating Sheffield United, and then of course playing Manchester City in the FA Cup. I am going to stick with that. I think realistically, Wolves are higher up right now. Sheffield United have already checked, guys, are bottom of the Premier League. Wolves are, I think, around 15th or 16th, so only just a little bit higher, but I still think that Wolves have got a stronger team over Sheffield United. So by playing Wolves, we can simulate the Sheffield United game and then, of course, play the game against Manchester City. But the exciting thing in today's episode is we move into the month of January, meaning the January transfer window opens, and one player that's coming in for us from Ajax is David Neres. Very excited for him to come in. Unfortunately, when he does come in, he's still going to be out for another 2 months, sadly, with an ACL injury. Now, something I want to mention at the start of today's episode, guys, the 24-hour charity live stream. If you haven't donated already, there is a link down below in the description. Go and click the link and go and donate if you want to, or whether you can. Go and drop a donate there. We're yet to receive a donation, but we are starting the stream on the 8th of the 11th. By the time you guys are seeing this video, I think it'll be around the 25th. It's only 2 weeks until we're doing the 24-hour live stream for Macmillan charity support. So if you haven't donated already or you want to donate, the link is down below in the description. Go and give it a donate. But guys, something that's going to be massive in today's episode is not so much as making transfers, it's potentially ending transfers. And what I mean by that is ending some loan spells. As we go over to the squad hub, we're in a situation right now where Fabinho's just come back to play at CDM, which means we can move Henderson back to the central midfield. I want to be playing Henderson in the central midfield because somebody told me playing box to box in the CM position, and he's been fabulous. After 5 or 6 games, he was top goal scorer in the Premier League. He's playing very well at the moment. So he's going to have to adjust now from his defensive-minded CDM position to more of an attacking and defensive-minded central midfielder. But what I've been looking at, guys, is the potential of bringing players back that we currently have on loan. Those 3 players are Marko Grujic, Ben Woodburn, and Harry Wilson from Bournemouth. So as we go down the list, I'll explain to you guys what my thoughts are. Now, there is going to be a straw poll down below in the description asking you guys which one of these 3 players do you think we should bring back. And I'm going to explain each player now and why I think we should bring them back. You guys are going to vote. Now, potentially, because I'm recording a lot today, I've already recorded one before this video, I'm recording now, and potentially even going to do another 1 or another 2 after this episode right now. So I may already be ahead, and unfortunately, may have had to make the choice. We may even make the choice of bringing one of those players back, and you'll just be voting for 2 of them. But let me explain exactly what I mean. So the first one is Marko Grujic, who's currently out on loan at Hertha BSC. Now, the reason I think we should potentially bring Marko Grujic back is, unfortunately, we did lose Fabinho to a 2-month injury. He's fully fit, 100% fit in 10 days' time. Now, we could play him, and we certainly probably will play him, because it encourages him playing 10-15 minutes to just get back nice and fit from his injury. The problem is, though, the loss to Fabinho meant that we dropped Jordan Henderson back to the central defensive midfield role, and he was playing so well at centre mid. I'm hoping that as we move him back to centre mid, he's still going to be able to keep that ball rolling. He's still going to be on fire like he was. But unfortunately, the switching players constantly, it puts them into a different mindset. So Henderson went very defensive. He knew he had to help out Van Dijk and Matip at the back. He couldn't push forwards and go and score goals. We're now moving him back to staying in the middle of the park, advancing forwards and going to score goals. So he's really got to adjust. But by simply bringing Marko Grujic back from Hertha BSC, it means we can play Fabinho at CDM, then rotate him when he's not fit with Marko Grujic. And then in the games like in the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup, we just move around to the Spanish man at Pedro Chirivella. So we have 3 players that can play CDM. That's my thoughts about bringing Grujic back. I think he could be a very important player. He's overall 78. He's already up 1 rating from 77 at the start of the season. I think he could come back and do a great job in that central defensive midfield position. So obviously let me know down below your comments and thoughts, guys. And also, if there is a straw poll on which player we should bring back. If I don't bring any back in today's episode, there will be a straw poll. Which player do you think we should bring back? And obviously that's my reason for bringing Marko Grujic back. As we move down the list, we're moving down now to Ben Woodburn, who's currently on loan at Oxford United. Now, the young Welshman can play cam, left wing and striker. So let's look at the situation. We don't play a cam, so we wouldn't be playing him there. Left wing, we've currently just brought David Neres in, who's injured. So we've got 2 months where we're constantly going to have to be rotating Sadio Mane and Ryan Kent. Now, bringing Ben Woodburn back means we've just got an extra player out there to play just in case. His striker position, this is why Ben Woodburn for me is the least player to bring back, because at striker, we've got Bobby, we've got Divock, we've got Ryan Brewster. So we certainly don't need a striker there. Ryan Brewster, I think around the same rating, maybe 69, 70 for Ryan Brewster. So we certainly don't want him a striker. At left wing, yes, we've already got Sadio Mane and Ryan Kent. We've also got David Neres coming in. But the problem is in January we kick off the FA Cup. So we're going to have the FA Cup, the Carabao Cup, the Champions League and the Premier League. We need at least 2 players that can play in every position. And I feel like rotating Sadio Mane and Ryan Kent all the time is going to potentially start to cause us problems when one of them isn't fully fit. We play the other one and then we're playing a day or 2 later and the first original player can't get back fully fit. So it's about keeping the depth throughout the team. The last man that we could look at bringing back is Harry Wilson from Bournemouth. Currently plays right wing, centre mid and right mid. Now, these are my thoughts on this. Right wing, do we really need a right winger? We got Mo Salah and we got Xherdan Shaqiri. Well, Harry Wilson would just rotate there. If Shaqiri and Salah wasn't fit, we could play him out on the right wing. But it's more the fact to play him in the central midfield. Yes, we've already got plenty of central midfielders. We've got Gini, Milner, Lallana, Keita, Ox. We've got plenty of central midfielders. But I'd be bringing him back as a player to play centre mid in the Carabao Cup and FA Cup and play right wing in the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup. Now, the reason I do this is because he's a player that will just play either right wing or centre mid if we're struggling for a position there. He's overall 76, so he's not a bad rating. He's already up 1 since going to Bournemouth at the start of the season, up to 70, from 75 to 76. They are the 3 players that I am potentially looking at and thinking, we can't really sign anyone in the January transfer window. We don't have enough funds. We're also keeping this Liverpool career mode realistic. I'd like to try and keep all 3 of those players out on loan because it means they're getting played, although Harry Wilson's form right now is bad. They're getting played, they're going up overall stats, which is great for us. They can come back next season, we can reevaluate and work out what players are going out on loan and what players aren't. Like Pedro Chiravella, could have put him out on loan, but no, we've kept him, we've played him a few times, he's playing well. The same with like Ryan Kent, we could have put him out on loan and signed David Neres a bit earlier on if we could have. But we haven't. We've stuck with the youngsters. Now what I'm thinking is, do we potentially bring one of these youngsters back? So the straw poll down below, if you're at the end of this video, guys, and I haven't brought any of those players back, there will be a straw poll and you're voting for Marko Grujic, Ben Woodburn, Harry Wilson. Which one of those 3 players? Only one, the one that finishes top vote, they're going to come back to Liverpool. And obviously Wilson is going to play right wing or CM. Woodburn's going to play just left wing, and Grujic is obviously just going to sit at CDM. So let me know down below and also vote on the straw poll which player you think we should bring back to Liverpool early this season. But as we look at the Premier League, we currently sit 3 points clear on 2nd position. Spurs, we used to have Chelsea, Frank Lampard's team, breathing down our necks. Unfortunately for them, they seem to be in a bit of a spiral downhill and they seem to be dropping down the rankings in the Premier League. Now down to 5th position on 36 points. They're not even in a top 4 Champions League position, although with Arsenal, Manchester United joint 3rd, technically they are in a position for a Champions League spot, but things not looking good for Frank, and Chelsea can confirm Willian is out for 4 weeks for a pulled hamstring, so it looks like over at Chelsea things are getting worse for wear. We still currently sit top on 42 points, and up next we've got Wolverhampton Wanderers. We're at Anfield. Now what I can say is 2 episodes ago we really struggled. We lost to Bournemouth, we lost to Napoli, we drew to Watford. We had a terrible episode. In the last episode we beat Everton. Okay, it was only 1-0, but we still got the win. We unfortunately drew our last game. I think we simulated... Who did we simulate the game against? Was it West Ham? And beat them 4-1. And then we simulated the last game... Sorry, we played the last game in a previous episode and unfortunately got a draw. Now, what I have noticed is from that episode to the last episode, we're certainly getting better. I'm practicing off camera. I'm playing a lot of games when I'm not recording to just get used to the new patch, the new gameplay, what the best passes are. looking for the stronger weak points within this Liverpool team, it's important that we adjust as much as we can and get used to the new patch. You can also see that, unfortunately, we've got 5 players that are not fully fit. Mo Salah, Bobby Firmino, Gini Wijnaldum, Van Dijk, and also Alisson. It's still a game against Wolves. If I'd have replaced every single one of those players, unfortunately, Divock Origi on the bench isn't fully fit either, so Ryan Brewster would have been coming in. But regardless, if I'd have replaced all those players, we're playing such a rotated starting 11, it's going to make it very difficult to get the win over Wolves. So we need to keep some of the big names like Salah and Bobby and Van Dijk and Gini and Alisson. We need to keep big names in there, big players that can step up and change the game if we need to. But we are going with Ryan Kent out on the left wing, Bobby Firmino at striker, Salah out on the right wing, Gini Wijnaldum linking up with the Ox in the central midfield. A little deeper, we got the Spanish man Pedro Chiravella in CDM, Max, Van Dijk, Lovren and Klein at the back with Alisson between the sticks. One player I'm hoping they can get back into form today is Bobby Firmino. We all know that Bobby Firmino is not an out-and-out striker. He's not someone that will score you 30 goals a season. But the passes that he puts into the wingers, your Mane, your Salah, your Ryan Kent, your Shaqiri, the way he plays it back to Gini and Henderson and Ox, the technique that Bobby Firmino brings, the flair, the skill, the vision, is unbelievable. And that's great, and he's doing that for us right now. But in the long run, he's our main striker, so we needed to start scoring. So I'm hoping in today's episode he can bag himself a goal or two. Come on, Red Men. Back at Anfield, the beautiful stadium. I love going to Anfield. I love going to Anfield. Wolves, this is going to be, I think, a very, very difficult game. I think, although they're low down and they haven't got very many points right now, I think Wolves are the team that it only takes them a few string passes together to just turn up and score a goal. And unfortunately, we're struggling a little bit defensively right now. We're also struggling to score more than one goal. Hopefully, we can score a few just in this first half and hopefully be going in a little bit more relaxed at half time, knowing that we should have secured the win already. As Bobby Firmino kicks us off in his first half, let's hope we can do just that. Ryan Kent on the inside now to Gini Wijnaldum, who's coming forward. Gini in a bit of space. Going to lay it off to the Ox. He's going to get onto his right foot and let fly in off the post. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain opens the winning goal. Winning goal? Opening to the first goal after just 3 minutes. I mean, I may not have even cut between kickoff and scoring that there. I was just passing it around nicely. This is something that I've really learned to do a lot better over the last day or two. Playing a lot of gameplay has really made me understand the crucial passes you've got to play, the space you've got to open up, the important things that you've got to do with this latest patch. If you guys would like to see a video on tips of how to get better with the latest patch, things you need to do to improve scoring, defending, stuff like that, let me know down below, because that is a video that I have in mind. Whether you guys would like to see it or not is entirely up to you. Let me know down below in the comment section. Cheeky little plug there for a future video, but we are in the lead after just 4 minutes. That's a start I like. Should have that one every day of the week. Now we're going to go straight up the line here, looking for Mo Salah to potentially run onto. It's a great kick, and Mo Salah is going to get there. We're going to have Ryan Kent towards the back post. Nice little dink in there. Ryan Kent going to get there. Roy Patricio gets a hand to it and punches it out for a Liverpool corner. Great ball there from Mo Salah. Great ball indeed. Keep that pressure on. There we go. As the ball's played into Dendonker in the box, the referee brings the first half to an end. Not bad to be going in at 1-0, but we're doing that thing again like we did against Everton where we score one goal and we don't really just want to see this game out 1-0 right now. Unfortunately, a few changes are going to have to be made if we want to score anymore. So Salah's got to come off for Xherdan Shaqiri. I think because of how well he's pushing forwards, my next move is to move Pedro Chiravella to central midfield and then drop Gini. In fact, we won't do that just yet. I don't want to risk playing Fabinho for a full half just yet. Just the one change. Salah for Shaqiri, just to give us a bit more pace up top. I'm still waiting for Bobby Firmino to get on the score sheet. Got to be careful here now, lads. Got to be careful. Oh, this is great football from Wolves, without a doubt. Let's go, Klein. Keep going, son. Keep going. Good lad. Nicely done. Bit of defensive work there. It's out for the Wolves corner. Let's get this ball out and see if we can get a counter-attack going. Ball coming in. Bobby's there. No, get rid of that ball. Well done, Klein. And Diego Jota brings it back to 1-1. There wasn't a huge amount we could have done there, I don't think. The shot come in. It deflected off Nathaniel Klein. So the ball comes in. Bobby should have done better there. It's headed. Nathaniel Klein clears it off the line. But instead of clearing it when I pressed B, he just kind of chested it. It then fell to Diego Jota, who slots home for Wolverhampton Wanderers and takes it back to level terms. It's 1-1. Diego Jota coming forward once again. Alisson going to come running out for that ball. Let's roll the ball out and see if we can get a counter going now. Philip Max into Gini Wijnaldum. Gini Wijnaldum going to go out wide now. Ryan Kent, I'm going to pull this back with him. Go into Bobby. Going to go through to Gini now. Gini going to play it through to Ryan Kent, who's going to get the better of Nathan Ake. He's going to get caught there. How Ryan Kent hasn't gone down, I don't know. Played into Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. Gini. Back to Pedro Chiravella, who's going to line one up and hit it on the volley. Pedro Chiravella again. Not going to get the shot off for the second time. I'm not sure how Nathan Ake didn't catch Ryan Kent and give away a penalty there. I'm really not sure. Divock over now to Adam Lallana. Adam Lallana now coming forwards. Come on, Divock, make a run off me, son. There we go. Give it to Divock now. Divock Origi. Going to slide it in behind now for Ryan Kent, who's going to cut this back. Nice little dink in. There's Shaqiri. Hit it home. How have we not scored? How has Roy Patricio kept that one out? An absolute rocket. Straight at the keeper. And he does very well to pull off an incredible save. To Chiravella. Through to Divock. Divock going to lay it off now to Ryan Kent. Ryan Kent got the better of these defenders. Come on, Ryan Kent. Referee! How has Connor Cody got the ball? Unbelievable. Let's keep going here, lads. Don't stop. Don't stop. Keep it going. In fact, you know what? In the last episode, we called it using our own VAR. Right? We're going to use our own VAR. This is a new thing I'm going to do. When we think something's gone terribly wrong, we're going to use our own VAR, okay? That's what we're going to do. So, hide that as this ball comes in. Right, Connor Cody is sliding. I'm going to stick on the ball, okay? He slides in. No, he does get the ball. He gets the ball before the player. At a second look, Connor Cody is got the ball there and then the play. You can see, oh, it's close. You know, if you look at Ryan Kent's foot, as it touches his thigh, it bends there, but he's already connected with the ball. So the referee did get that right. 6 minutes to go. VAR's not doing us any favours. That may well have been the last touch of the game with 2 minutes. We've got 30 seconds to go. Unless we get this ball and run at Wolverhampton Wanderers, I really don't think we're going to get another opportunity. And there we go as we try and get a counter-attack going. The referee's going to blow that final whistle. We unfortunately suffer a loss to Wolverhampton Wanderers, and it's the same situation again. We're not able to put the ball away. I mean, Roy Patricio had a fabulous game, he really did, but that's where we're struggling right now. An out-and-out goal scorer. Mane scores now and again, Salah scores now and again, Bobby's struggling to score. It was the Ox that scored there, and it was a great goal from the Ox early on. And you can see how boring that game really was, considering the match highlights of the goal from Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain and the goal from Diego Jota. They're the only two highlights. As we look at the stats, it was a fairly even game, 50-50% possession. We had 10 shots, 5 on target. They had 4 shots, all 4 on target. So they had a great shot accuracy, double what our shot accuracy actually was. I always say that anything above an 8.5 means that we've done okay. If a player wins man of the match for our team and they've got an 8.1, it means we played shocking. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain does get man of the match with an 8.7 rating, but again, it just shows that he probably got that rating because he scored the goal. Nothing to do with the actual performance that he put in, because realistically, we did unfortunately play poor, and I'm sure this is something the media will bring up in the post-match interview. Let's see what they have to say.
Just a couple of questions for you.
Yeah, let's see if there's any new questions. Most fans expected a victory today as Liverpool is perceived as the better team. However, you only delivered the draw. What are your comments on this? I don't believe in labels such as better and worse. Well, I kind of do. I'd say like Norwich we're a better team than Norwich. I wouldn't say Norwich are a bad team or a worse team, but I'd say on paper we're the better team. It's something to learn from. Yes, they were the better team, though. It's something to learn from. Yeah, things didn't go accordingly to plan. Yet we don't have someone that's going to score goals week in and week out. When Wolverhampton Wanderers equalised, came in the second half, did you hope to get back in front? Yeah, of course I hoped. Yeah, we aim to win each match. Of course we do. Why would... This is a stupid question. Yota played very well. Yeah, he's a really good player. We did nearly sign him at the start of the season, mind you, though, guys. Yota was a potential option to bring in, and he's come back to sting us in the bum. Well, some good news and bad news before this simulated game against Sheffield United. The bad news is Pochettino and co are now 1 point behind us. We've all played 20 games, and pretty much the top 6, probably more the fact the top 4 are breathing down our necks. We've got Arsenal in 4th position, only 4 points behind. Manchester United in 3rd position, only 2 points behind. And Spurs in 2nd position, only 1 point behind. So it's really, really tight in the top 4 right now. I've obviously said this season that I want to aim for a top 4 place. If we don't win the Premier League, we'll certainly be trying to win it next season. But it's important to me to realistically try and win as much as we can. But top 4, I think, is realistic for the first season in charge at Liverpool. The good news to come before this game, though, is we're into the month of January, which means... Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce David Neres in a Liverpool kit. Unfortunately, his ACL still means he's not going to be fit for another 2 months, which is a little bit of a bummer. Hopefully now he's come here, our physiotherapist at Liverpool is a lot better than the Ajax physiotherapist, and hopefully we can get him back a little bit sooner than those 2 months. But it's an unfortunate thing that we've signed someone that unfortunately now is injured and can't play straight away. But regardless, it's nice to know that we've got him there. I'm sure they're going to talk about it in the media, although probably when he plays his first game, because I did notice that they're not actually asking us to do a post-match interview for this Sheffield United game. Now, I am taking a massive risk when you look at the starting lineup, and the reason for this is because after this game, we have a 2-day break, and then we play Manchester City in the FA Cup. So I want to be rotating as much as I can so I can get my strong starting 11 back to hopefully do over Manchester City. Now, in the FA Cup, I said that I'm going to be playing youngsters. I'm going to be playing players like Lovren and Milner that don't necessarily get into the team. But on this occasion, because we are playing Manchester City so early on, I know that Pep Guardiola is going to put out your likes of Raheem Sterling, Leroy Sané, Aguero, Jesus, De Bruyne, Fernandinho, Rodri. They're going to put out a solid midfield and front line. They've also got a great keeper in Ederson between the sticks. So I don't want to put out the kids and get absolutely rattled 4, 5, 6-0 and really just put doubt in the players' minds. I want to be playing a strong team that can fight against them and potentially get us that win. But by doing that, it means we're having to play a rotated team in this game against Sheffield United and also play players that are low rating and also not fully fit. But we are going with Ryan Kent out on the left wing, Divock Origi at striker, Shaqiri out on the right wing, Milner and Lallana linking up in the central midfield. A little deeper, we've got Henderson in the central defensive midfield, and then Max, Gomez, Lovren and Trent at the back with Lonergan, I think that's how you pronounce his name, Lonergan between the sticks. Now, Lonergan is 64 rated. So if we somehow manage to keep a clean sheet, I am going to be amazed. It's probably going to come down to the fact that we've got some decent defenders in there, but we are simulating this game against Sheffield United. It's probably important that we get a win. Their last 3 results are a 2-2 draw to Brighton, a 3-1 loss to Watford, and a 5-0 loss to Manchester City. So Manchester City really turned up to punish Sheffield United. Hopefully, as we warm up, we can do the same. We're not going to get minute by minute. We're going to jump straight to the end of the scoreline, and we lose 3-2. And Milner got injured. Why, oh why, oh why? Well, if Spurs win now, we're probably not going to be top of the Premier League anymore. But unfortunately, it looked like Sheffield United absolutely killed us, because in the 85th minute, they scored their 3rd goal, making it 3-1. It was Adam Lallana who scored late on in the 87th minute to bring it back to 3-2. I did think playing Lonergan in goal was going to be a risk and we were potentially going to drop points, but we have to look at, would we rather drop points against Sheffield United and have a good attempt of beating Manchester City and knocking them out of the FA Cup early on, or would we rather have got the 3 points and potentially lose to Manchester City? I took the risk And unfortunately, the risk didn't pay off this time round. Adam Lallana and Divock Origi are the two that get on the score sheets for us. And unfortunately, Milner does pick up an injury. And I can't see when he picked up the injury, but he must have went off very, very early on. Because the first goal coming from McBurney for Sheffield United at the 22nd, it must have happened before that. So an early on injury to Milner. Hopefully, it's not going to be too serious. But injuries are really, really starting to set in and cause us some problems in this first season at Liverpool. I kept my fingers crossed that Fabinho was going to be back fully fit for this game against Manchester City. We're going to be able to slot him in at the CDM ahead of Matip and Van Dijk, and he was just going to control the game nicely. Unfortunately, he's only about 90% fit, and he still does have a plaster next to his name, so I don't think I can risk it, because if I played him against Manchester City and somebody tackles him or, you know, hits the same area that he was injured from, we're only going to set him back to potentially be out for another couple of months. And we've really struggled without Fabinho. Fabinho is a great player in our starting 11, as well as Bruno Fernandes. We've missed him, a player that can come in and just flick of a switch, change up the game. We've really, really missed that. I can confirm that Milner is, luckily enough, only out with a dead quad and will be out for 11 days. So it's not too much of a loss right now. We've got Manchester City up next. The media are gathering to attend for this press conference. We are going to attend it with it being our first FA Cup game. I don't know whether they're going to mention David Neres. They probably shouldn't, because if they say, is he going to get in the lineup today, they should probably already know that he's coming injured and he isn't fully fit. But we'll attend the press conference, see what the media have to say, and then we'll get into this game against Manchester City. You can see the lineup. Hopefully, we can do over Pep Guardiola and his team. I'm pretty sure they're going to be putting out a strong one, though. Here we are, our first FA Cup press conference. And in front of me, it says manager. Now, in an episode or two ago, it used to say Brad, which now them is in good form. Will we see more of them today? Yes, you will. Is there a straight answer where I can just say yes? Rotation is key, nothing personal, switching tactics. Why can't I just say yes, he's in the team? Why can't I just say, yeah? I'll say nothing personal, but realistically, he is in the team, so there should be options of yes, no, and maybe. Do you think Manchester City has any chance of going to the... they have no chance. It'll be a difficult match. We won't let the fans down. We won't let the fans down. The fans want us to get through. Every player goes out there and gets paid the money because of the fans that sit around and watch them. How have you prepared for the next match against your rival Manchester City? We're ready. We're ready for this game. We've struggled by, you know, only beating Everton 1-0. We struggled getting a 1-1 draw against Wolves, but this is a whole different genre, a whole different game. It's against one of the top six, and recently we performed pretty decent against the top six. So, expectations high for Skinner. Wow, they brought Skinner in from Inter Milan. So Skinner and Laporte are probably going to be their two centre-backs. Hopefully the nerves will get to him, and he will unfortunately make a mistake which we can capitalise on. But up next, guys, it's a massive, massive game against Manchester City. Without a doubt, Pep's going to be putting out a decent squad, and that's exactly why we're putting out one of our strongest starting 11s, with Sadio Mane out on the left wing, Bobby Firmino striker, Salah out on the right wing, Gini Wijnaldum linking up with Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain in the central midfield. A little deeper, we've got the captain Henderson in the central defensive midfield, and then Robertson and Van Dijk, Matip and Trent at the back, with Alisson between the sticks. Let's get into this game at the Etihad Stadium, and hopefully, very, very early on, knock out Manchester City of the FA Cup. Well, this is definitely one of the biggest games in the Premier League. I mean, I know it's an FA Cup game, but we're talking about two teams, two massive teams in the Premier League that for the last 2-3 seasons have really gone head-to-head in trying to win the Premier League. Since Klopp has come in, he's tried so hard with what he's got. He's brought new players in, fabulous players like Naby Keita, fabulous players like Shaqiri, Fabinho. And unfortunately, it hasn't been our year yet, but potentially it could be this year. I'm not one of these fans that is going to say, you know, because we're already so far ahead with points, we're going to win it already. That's not the case, but as I look at the lineup there, Skinner is starting with Laporte, Cancelo's in there, De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva. Wow, Bernardo Silva, 5 goals in the last 3. Wow. There he is. Bernardo Silva. Going to cut in from the right, he said, onto his stronger left foot. We'll have to be careful of that. But they're also playing Sterling and Aguero. It's going to be a difficult game as Manchester City kick us off in this first half period. Let's relax. Let's breathe. Let's keep it calm. And they've also got Marcelo at left back. That could have been risky. Play that back. That is terrible. It's 1-0. Not Bernardo Silva, but it is David Silva. Got confused then. I was thinking, was that a penalty? It must have been from the slide tackle earlier on. Ball short there to Raheem Sterling. Ball coming in now. Ball into Skid Row, who nearly scores on his debut for Manchester City. Go into the Ox. Nicely done. Into Bobby. Here we go. Better. In now to Genie. Genie now coming forward. He's going to hit this with Genie Wijnaldum. It's a great save again from Ederson. Here's Mane. Takes a touch. Dinks one into the box. Come on, lads. Terrible, terrible off. That's for sure. We've got to up our game here. City really being a dominant team. Oh. Shouldn't shout so much. I'll lose my voice. Come on, lads. I believe in us. This second half is ours. Come on. Come on, Van Dijk. Nicely done. Let's keep that alive now. Robertson. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. This is panic at the back from us. This is panic at the back. Sterling into Rodri. Off the post it's in. It's offside anyway. City right now are clamping down on us. Raheem Sterling off, Leroy Sané on. This is not helping us whatsoever. Oh, God. The Ox off and Abikita. I'm going to risk it because I have to stop us, unfortunately. Hold on. Oh. Got the hiccups now. I have to stop us conceding anymore, so I'm taking the risk. Fabinho on, Naby Keita on, and later on we're going to bring Shaq on for Salah. It's only 1-0 right now. Ball into Leroy Sané. Matip's on that one. Van Dijk's there. Fabinho out now to Mo Salah. Mo Salah going over that far side looking for Mane. Come on, Mane. You've got to go, son. You've got to go. You've got to go. Get away from Laporte. Here comes Sadio Mane now. Sadio Mane going to slide it in towards Mo Salah. I should have shot. Come on, Henderson win the header. Nicely done. Here's Mo Salah. Then off now to Naby Keita, who's going to take a touch. And look at Bender. One, it's over the bar. Ah! Oh, man. We fought so hard in this second half. It's just not happening for us. To Bernardo Silva. There we go. Go on, Mane. Go, son. Go. Come on, Robbo. You've got to keep going with me, son. Robbo, go. Robbo, go. Please, please, please. I've got Bobby in the middle. Bobby in the middle. Come on, Bobby. Track back, son. Give it into Bobby.
Well, they managed to dig themselves out. 1-0 the final score as the referee brings an end to the game. So beaten here, and that cup which was within their reach is now totally out of their reach.
Yeah, they're clearly disappointed, and looking back, I think they'll be upset by the way that they played. Didn't really do themselves justice.
Ah! 2 chances I got in behind, and I should have shot and hoped for the best, and I didn't. I passed it, and I hoped that we'd score. Stat-wise wasn't even that bad really. 4 shots, 3 on target. They had 6 with 4 on target. Mo Salah was our best player with a 7.3. That literally just sums up our performance against Manchester City. We are out of the Emirates FA Cup. Ah! We're going to have to concentrate hard now on the Carabao Cup. I probably should have just played the kids. They've probably done a better job. But regardless, post-match interview up next. We're going to get absolutely crucified.
Just a couple of questions for you.
Make them quick. I'm not in the mood for questions. The Emirates FA Cup adventure ends today after the defeat of Manchester City. What's your take on the result? Yeah, I'm just going to go harsh. We created chances to score. We failed to make them count. I mean, there's no point in me kissing my players' bums. We had chances there and they didn't put them away. I mentioned Bobby Firmino. He won't be playing. He's obviously going to play. I'm going to back him. He's not out there picking flowers. He's not picking flowers. Yeah, the pressure's tough. It's hard for him. He's doing everything else. He's setting players up. He's doing what Bobby Firmino does, but he's not scoring goals. Genie, yeah, he didn't play too bad, Genie. He didn't play too bad. Deserves all the praise. Even our team morale is content, but I'm not just going to keep them very happy because I can answer with the nice answers. We've got to keep it realistic. Well, I'm keeping my fingers crossed because the first game in the next episode is against Brendan Rodgers' Leicester City in the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup. We're coming off the back end of just getting knocked out of the FA Cup, and I'm pretty sure if we look at the squad yet, not one of our players there is fully fit. Game congestion for you. Well done, EA. You really screw me because what am I meant to do with that there? I mean, there's not one player, not even Alisson, my goalkeeper, who stands on the line every game, is fully fit. So how am I meant to now go out there and potentially beat Leicester City in the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup? It makes it pretty impossible, but we're certainly going to have to try our best in the next episode. As we look at the games in the next episode, well, it's a tough one because we've got Leicester City in the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup, which we must play in order to try and get to the finals. We have to play that game regardless. We then have Spurs away from home in the Premier League. And the last game is against the Red Devils, Manchester United at Anfield, which we can't afford to lose to Manchester United because they are teams, or they are one of the teams that are breathing down our necks right now. Oh no, actually, I thought Spurs for a minute were Chelsea. Chelsea aren't dropping. Both Spurs and Manchester United are breathing down our necks and causing us serious problems and stress at the top of the Premier League. So, well, we've got to simulate one of them. I think what I'll do is I'll have a look who's higher between Spurs and United, and whoever is higher will play that game. But, I mean, I don't know how they expect us to play Manchester City on the Saturday, have Sunday and Monday as a day off, and then play the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup on the Tuesday. It's just ridiculous. I've literally played 3 games within 6 days. It just doesn't happen. You don't play 6 games within 3 games within 6 days. It just doesn't happen. It's stupid, really. But unfortunately, it's another bit of a disappointing episode. I mean, we started off with a draw. Then we lost to Sheffield United 3-2. And then we got knocked out of the FA Cup to Manchester City 1-0. The issue for me right now is I'm still adjusting to defending. I also realise that there's not an out-and-out striker for us up there. I don't have to start benching Bobby to maybe make him realise that you're playing poorly, you're getting benched. If you want to start getting back on the team, you're going to have to start fighting for your place because Bobby Firmino, as our centre-forward / striker, is not scoring for us, and that's a problem. If you take any team, if you take a Manchester City, if Aguero's not scoring, okay, you still might win the game, but Aguero's their main striker. You know, you take Chelsea right now, Tammy Abraham is their main striker. Manchester United, they rely on Rashford. Arsenal rely on Aubameyang. You always rely on that striker, and unfortunately our striker in real life is unbelievable because of what he brings to the team, but on FIFA it's not the case of receiving the ball. He's not even receiving the ball. When he gets it, his touch is terrible, his passing's terrible. Bobby Firmino is just not in the right headset to be Liverpool's striker right now. I need him firing on all cylinders, and he's just not doing that for me. So maybe in the next episode we drop him for Divock Origi, and maybe him having a little bit of a rest and some time on the bench, and maybe coming off the bench as a sub and coming on for Divock Origi. Maybe that'll enlighten him to start scoring and working harder for the team, because right now we're just not getting the best out of Bobby Firmino. But before I end today's episode, guys, just want to mention again, the 24-hour live stream is on the 8th of November. Make sure it's in your diaries. We're starting at 5 p.m. UK time. If you don't know what time that's going to be in your country or your time zone, just type in British or English time to whatever time zone you are. So if you Google, if you were in Spain, you just put in time in England, and you'll see the time in England. You can work out how many hours difference it is. I think Spain's about 1 hour, which would mean it'd be 6 o'clock in Spain, it'd be 5 o'clock in the UK. But if you need me to convert it for you guys, let me know what country or time zone you're from down below in the comment section, and I'll happily convert it and comment back to you and let you know what time we're starting. But again, the donation link is going to be down below in the description if you'd like to donate, guys. In fact, first person to donate, however much you donate, I will match. Whether it's £1, £5, £10, £100, whatever you donate, the first donation to the page, I will personally match. So if you're looking to donate or would like to donate, go and do it. Drop a comment down below, let me know you've donated, and then I will match that donation so it'll already be doubled. But that is going to do it for today's episode, guys. And if you have enjoyed it, please do give it a big thumbs up for me. Don't forget to drop your comments down below. If you're new around here, click that subscribe button. Don't forget to share this video with your friends and family. And I've been Massive Brad. Peace out.